So we have 25% of people, so that is okay. So what we're going to talk today, actually what me and Durga is partly what Piyush has already spoken to you yesterday. So tell us, how do you define research misconduct?
Anything that defies the protocol that we discussed so far, anything that violates the
So far. We are
that is violated in form during the conduct of the research, during the design, study, execution, or the recruitment, analysis, and final preparation. Any of that? Any of that?
Yes, very comprehensive definition which you have given. So that is what actually is misconduct. And Piyush also told you some examples. So can somebody tell what example he told yesterday? Yes, gentlemen. Can you tell us which example he gave you of research misconduct? Anyone? Anyone example? We discussed many yesterday. Do you have any idea? Sir, you have red sweater. Sorry, you don't know your knees. Anyone in the next row? Anybody have any idea? So what did something do? Actually, something is the most infamous one. Because all is created of it. Sometimes things are not happening. So what did you do? What? No, that is a very recent. That is a very recent thing which happens. When that he has treated patients with blood cancer with automatic stem cell transplants. Then came about the movement of automatic stem cell transplants in blood cancer and other diseases. So that is the very reason. Somebody because somewhere in the very good therapy, very anybody? Because they were thinking that so somebody actually what he did was talking immunologist and immunologist. So he was going to bring transplants. So he showed that if you transplant skin from one mouse to another, the skin is effective. Normally, if you transplant, and he was actually working on burns. He was looking at and in burns, you have so much of skin loss. Can you transplant skin from somebody else? So what we understand by our biology is that person has to be everyday matched. Then only he will get it. He doesn't get it from another map. So we need to know. They don't need much. So people are amazed that there is something so great. And he had a big grant. Plus he published many papers from those results. And then Marx, he used to do blood scale like Marx. He was Marx pen. Because when I started looking at the steps, when they touched and did something, that was not thing. So he informed the supervisor. And then the inquiry was done. And the inquiry came out that actually none of the experiments had ever been done. Ever. And all he had published pictures, but he just used to pay your money amounts to go back and show that the transplant was accepted. So that is why somebody begins to famous. Okay? Anybody else? The kind of this. Who the kind of this? So which example did he give you? There's not one
is fellows companion debate or something.
what?
Groundwork to go fellow for their debate in publish.
What do you mean? That is not Nazi. Nazi is another famous guy. And he was considered very bad because how he was so brilliant that doing conversation with problem. Whatever he experiments he used to do, he used to think and very bad this person, whatever he does, very popular 15 days. And then they didn't understand this time. And then they found that they were getting very different results. So we used to talk heart. Or some heart, I remember directly to the dog. And they would do physiological studies. You know how many of you have done those electrophysiological studies or the blood and all those things. So very finally those dogs were exhumed. So they used to be buried after the experiment has been done, they would be euthanized and everything over. They found that the heart is inside. This man had done no experiments on the hearts. And then all those papers were retracted and within groundwork the replication and all the things. He was not finding too much. He was having fine. So the thing was stories. So this is what that is why in early 80s, this is the public had a concern. So they said that the different institutions are ignoring this fact. And most of them try to cover because it is a reputation of the institution at stake. So they ignore it, they do not investigate. Even if somebody tells something, people don't investigate because it gives a bad light to that institution. An institution like Rockefeller Institute, Harvard, they don't want all these things to come on their maintained on their name. So in December 2000, finally, this Office of Science and Technology Policy, they made a law on research misconduct, which I think somebody showed you the definition. So this is why people are doing it. I think Piyush also alluded to partly to this, that the culture of publish or perish. And some of them believe. They told you that even 30 papers, you would have done with 5 papers. Then it becomes like as you get addicted to something else, you were addicted to publications. And you think that I must get publications, in the name it breaks. So it becomes like you are greedy for more publications. And in our country, the maximum damage which has been done to science is to have number of papers for publication. When that has changed the whole concept of science and research. People are doing fake research, and fake research, data, no research, publication in all proper journals is only because NFP has made that everybody needs to have this one or two papers before they can be promoted from assistant professor to associate professor. Everybody doesn't need to do research. If you don't have the you do it rather than doing wrong things. And some obviously have mental illness. Yes, not happy with something which is in line with what she said. Follow some rules, they always want to defy rules. So for those people, you can't do anything. And sometimes the institutional rules encourage you to do it. And that's what I said, that NMC rules are actually encouraging people to do wrong science. And same thing happened in China about 15 years ago. Because in China, they wanted to get back physicians from abroad. When China opened up somewhere around 2000, 2002. So they said, if you come back, whatever grant you generate, we will give you same amount, matching grant. Just to be called matching grant scheme. So if I generate 1 crore grant, I get 1 crore from the government. If I publish a paper in an impact, I get another, whatever the rewards are, so that much money. If I publish in a 5 impact, I get this much. So it became like a grant to publish. And to publish, obviously, we need to generate some data. So this institutions also are actually sometimes responsible for this. And as Piyush had told you, this is the definition which the US Office of Research Integrity gave. That research misconduct is fabrication, falsification, or plagiarism. So plagiarism is going to be covered by Dr. Dula after my class. And we proposing performing or reviewing research. What she said, she has three said all in reporting research. And it will continue, as we will see later. So what is fabrication? Fabrication is that there is no data, as I showed you. John Darcy, he never even removed those hearts to do the experiments. So all the data was falsified. What Summerlin did was fabrication. He tried to make data by painting the skin. That is fabrication of data. That is fabrication. Sorry, opposite. Falsification is manipulating research material, equipment, or processes, or changing, or omitting data, or results such that the research is not accurately represented in the research. And finally, is plagiarism. So these are three major components which the US Office of Research Integrity has defined as research misconduct. So she, in a literal language, what she told us, it's basically a significant departure from accepted practices. It is committed intentionally. If you unintentionally do it, you didn't know something and you've done it, you can always be part of it. But if you've done it intentionally or knowingly or recklessly, and also you need this proven by the importance of evidence. So you have to have all the three things. That is, one, you have done something wrong, which is not acceptable. Second, you have done it with a bad intention. Third, that you have been proven that you've done it. Then only it is considered a research misconduct. It's not that tomorrow somebody on and says, Dr. Amita has done this. Unless you know, you can't take some of the details. So this is what I was telling you is the continuum. Sometimes we make wrong observations. Sometimes we do a wrong analysis. Sometimes we don't declare a conflict of interest. These are non-intentional. You're not doing by intention, generally. That you didn't know that this is the statistical tool I should have used. You have used a wrong tool because you were not knowledgeable. So those are not what, those are not errors. Those are not what is wrong. Why? If you have done plagiarism, falsification, or fabrication, this is an extreme end, and it is intentional, then that is wrong. Absolutely. And something is in between, that you give people authorship who has not done, as we saw. Like, I don't know if that gentleman gave his wife an authorship in that paper or not. If he had given authorship, why give authorship? If you suppress some data, like the example which Aditya gave of Prof. In that thing, in MGM, when they had actually done investigation, they found that they had data. As soon as the trial got over, in the next 4 months, at least 10 events of MI happened. Before the paper got published, they could have added it and then the 10 more MI events had happened. They suppressed that data. And as he showed you, they do the opposite. That person has a cardiopulmonary, not saying that their drug is bad for the cardiac. So that is separation of it. So this is what people say again, that gold standard is this. This is what we should be doing. That is what is research integrity. You are absolutely open to showing your data to anybody. You put your data in a repository. You don't mind sharing your data to anyone. Total transparency. You have open data, whatever you do, you break the code and let it be there. You do a pre-registration with that. At least you are telling everybody that I am, so that when you do the study, people know variables you were supposed to use, what statistical analysis you were going to do, which kind of patients you are going to enroll. So if you change anything, people can compare with that. Like nowadays, if you see, there is a journal called Trials, where you can put your so that people know We have made a registry for lupus. We have just published development of a registry. That what will be our inclusion criteria, what will be this. So when we publish any data from there, they know that this was our inclusion criteria. This is how we were supposed to follow up the patients. If we do something wrong, people can ask us. So you are upfront telling people that this is what I am doing. And this is something we will do. Like people do a fishing expedition to find out one key value, 105 to somewhere. So this is what we handling. And stocking statistics that you never try to do for the analysis. You keep on doing funny analysis. That is not correct. Analysis has to be done based on your primary objective. Then peer review of goods, I know if we wish to discuss that. So what is happening is, when it's an interesting thing which people do, you never think how people can have such ingenious minds. So when most journals nowadays ask that, can you recommend some reviews? You can recommend it. So most people can recommend their friends. When you are you can do sometimes. But if I need a very busy man, so he will send it to people. The second thing, this is not much. At least they are in the field. Other thing is, people make funny accounts of people who are non-existent, who don't exist. They give their email ID, just write an email ID. So the review will come and even if you himself, and it will be. So this is what is called peer review abuse. That is actually not getting peer review, and you're making fake reviewers and doing it. And these are something which is done later. I will talk about not answering the applicators and all. Then these are some of the other things which are not actually falsification or fabrication of data, but are actually not good ideas. They are not accepted as good qualities for research integrity. That is misappropriation of ideas. Like if I get a paper to review and I take up that idea, is it right? This is not my idea. I am getting papers to review. It is somebody's idea. I have reviewed the paper, fine, that will get published. But I have no right to take that idea. Once it gets published, fine. After that, I can think maybe I want to do something there. So taking the intellectual property of others, perhaps as a result of reviewing someone else's articles or manuscript or the grant application, you get grants to review. And proceeding with the idea as a rule. You can never thought of it because you are see here you are getting grants and papers and you will pay. That is not right. So misappropriation of ideas is also actually managed. Then failure to comply with legislation and regulatory requirements. Like if you don't take any support, you start implementation. Yeah, what do you think nice about women? So use of chemicals, safety, lab safety, lab products. We should be observing lab safety, care of human, animal subjects, inappropriate use of investigated drugs, like a drug, like if you were the patient in the same situation. But take them as groups. And use of research parts, even that is considered poor research. If I get money for something from a funding agency and I use it for something XYZ, which is not research, it has nothing to do with it. Is it not? It's a taxpayer money that I waste. That is also research misconduct. Then sometimes somebody asks you, like people are now doing so many meta-analysis. You get a request that please send us your raw data. If I don't send my raw data to that person who's doing a meta-analysis of a paper which I have published, that means I have something to write. So that is failure to support validation by refusing to supply complete data set or research material needed to facilitate validation of your results will also be disciplined. Failure has not degree, but it is a research misconduct. Then failure to respond to known cases of unsuccessful validation. Like suppose I am published something, other labs are doing that experiment and they're not able to replicate. They were ready to, how did you do it? Was there any difference? Did something else was done, which you have not written in the manuscript? Sometimes you know, write everything in the manuscript, the methodology. So they will ask you, if you can't reply, then there's something wrong. So even that is can lead to actually it should be retracted. And you see this paper which came in a very good journal from one of the best labs in the US. What they were looking at was their nervous systemic lupus. And they came up with an idea. They had at least 50 sets of experiments. It was published in a Journal of Clinical Investigation, a very reputed journal. And they had shown that if you take CR for patients with lupus and give it to this mice, that their neurons don't form that many dendrites. The dendrites formed are there. That's why patients with lupus can have cognitive dysfunction. So they are done in animals. And after 6 months, they themselves withdrew that paper, saying that we were doing further experiments, but we could not replicate our results. And they retracted their paper themselves. So that is actually the high research integrity. Even though it was published in a journal which has 35 weeks back at or 40 or something. And there is inappropriate behavior in relation to suspected misconduct. If a misconduct is found or somebody is reported, you have to go along with the inquiry. You can't say that I won't share, you destroy all the evidence, you have nothing. By law, everybody is supposed to store all data of research projects or anything for 10 years. If there is any inquiry in 10 years, you are bound to give your data. Show you. So all these are shades of research misconduct. So then manipulation is sometimes what happens is people get so fixed with this is the result I want. Before doing the experiment, they think that this is what it is. If it comes something contrary, they just can't accept. So what they do? They manipulate the experiment to generate a preferred result. They will do deceptive statistical analysis so that they can get the result they want. And they will do proper reporting of the result. So that is what it is. So this also sometimes just a mindset of the investigator that I want to get any good results. The people, and that is true also sometimes, that negative results are very difficult to publish. So if your only aim of doing research is to publish, then sometimes these things happen. So what is the consequence of all this? When you have this kind of a dubious thing which are done, what happens? Obviously, somebody will complain. Generally, it's an insider. And then you see how much loss is done. One, cost of fabricated and falsified research. Obviously, he had to do some experiment, something where the data is not put up, not like John does, you can do anything. So there will be a lot of cost. Then cost of doing the investigation. It's not easy. You have to hire people have to spend their time to go through each record, to contact those patients, do something. So that is another cost. Then educational value is contract. Because once somebody complains, you can imagine what your maintenance is doing. So you cannot participate in your educational activities, neither can you do any research. So that is loss of years of training and work. Then cost of research to extend fabricated research. So what happens when you get this fabricated research? Somebody else will use to find out they were. Then public health cost from belief in fabricated research. Like sometimes because of the fabricated result, like what Aditya showed you for dollars. How many $1 million they need? But if the public will suffer. How much is the loss because of that? And finally, it's a loss of public confidence in science. The more and more these stories from the public is saying that these people are all research is business. We all are doing it only for their own good, not for public. So you lose public, and then it becomes very difficult. The public doesn't want more money to be spent in research. So these are some of the other examples. How many Indians are doing it? So he's an Amazonian from the institution where I am. He's a very well respected nutritionist over in the US. Randeep Chandra. I really is in Canada, not in the US. He was initially in US, now he was later in Canada. And he was supposed to be an authority on nutrition. What happened? In 2001, the peer reviewed nutrition journal. Nutrition is one of the best journals in nutrition science. And they had some problems. They raised some suspicion about this draft manuscript which he submitted. Because he was so famous. So before they could say something, they needed to have some more evidence. And later it was, they wrote to the university. And the university investigated and confirmed that Dr. Chandra had published the results of a series of studies which have been going on for the last 10 years, which reported claims based on absolutely incorrectly represented analysis of, in some cases, non-existent data. The total fabrication of data was also there. And then, by that time, he had already been nominated to become the Order of Canada. Like as you have Padma Shri, Padma Vibhushan, in Canada you got one. So he was given because just before this whole Ramani was going on in 2001. By the time they invited to some kind of money. So he was the Order of Canada. It was only in 2015 that the award has been taken back from him. 15 years later. And then, so he was anyway due to retire in 2002. And what is university? But credit goes to the university, not the university group. He was anyway retiring, and Memorial University established this Madeline Highway Award to recognize the importance of research. And this is in honor of the nurse. Actually, the nurse researcher who first made the alarm about Dr. Chandra's finding in early 90s, but nobody paid attention to this nurse telling the university that there is no. That day they didn't think because he was publishing some prolific and he was doing research for 20 years. The 1992 2001, so about 10 to 12 years for him to reach a stage in that decade he published so many papers with falsified data and all. But at least the university has taken action. And they have recognized that nurse who had initially complained against him in 1990. So that is what our universities are supposed to do. Even though how senior, how important, how a person can be. The most important falsification or this is happening is in image management. So the specialties which have a lot of images, they need to be very careful. So do you see anything wrong with this? This is paper from Carcinogenesis and somebody is showing birth of Carcinogenesis. I don't want to tell, I can tell you want to buy one. That means also in India. So do you see this images here given that if you give curcumin in this culture, the cell, this happens to the cell. And when you look very carefully, if you magnify this, actually these two images are exactly same. He has just combined those white things and made into 0. So actually it is 0, 10 are same images and he's showing that this is 23.3%, that is 3%. While everything was redundant. Nothing different. And the next one is even better. So do you see any difference in these two images? So you see here, what has he done actually is, he has just flipped it. So these two images are actually different things. And this is, he's saying one experiment, this is another experiment. So they have to be engineers. People are exactly. This one, Western plots. Do you see it? Anyway, so this is experiment done looking at So since the past I will pay, I will keep that test and pay, please have to get back and something else. So you see, these two are exactly same. How can when you run a protein, you can't have kind of a bending too often. That's how gives you a clue when you get papers for review. It's actually the reviewers who pick it up most of the times. And there's more to it. You see, they're actually saying that is even unclip caspase 8, this is unclip caspase 9. So I was just looking at the data. I said, let me see how many papers are doing all this thing. So this is only from India. So the database is free for retracted papers from India. How many papers got retracted from India? Out of the 982 papers that have been retracted so far from India, 330 have been for plagiarism, and 118 papers actually have been retracted for image duplication or image manipulation. So 54 papers have been retracted for image manipulation. The rest of them for image duplication. And they have calculated an index, taking a world average of how this happens. So India is twofold, almost 1.9 higher than the predicted ratio of papers containing image duplication. So our people are very ingenious in duplicating images. So this curriculum story is of, I don't mind saying their names, Bharat Aggarwals, who was at MD Anderson, Texas. I also have one paper with him, which was a review article he had one. He used to work on like and this is another one. So this is a very small study of 200 papers that were about to be accepted. They were not accepted. They were about to be accepted for publication in the Journal of Clinical Investigation. It is one of the very good journals. 21% of papers have issues Western. So I go to the Western law. So Western law is one area where people are doing, because it's not easy to get good backs, and people feel that I can do manipulation. People cut and paste from here and there, which a good reviewer can immediately do. It's not difficult. And 27.5% of the papers had problem with images. And out of those, this 55, they said, okay, 49, you can say minor translation. They can give a benefit to all the one, but not to the rest. So this is falsification. Somebody was doing study 1 hour, 3 hours, 5 hours. You see, at 3 hours, yeah, just change the data. Because we're not saying how can it 1 hour, 3 hours, find this and somebody. But actually, it is, if you look at those results, the aberrant results are the best results. There's really something more scientific in that. If you can explain that in this story, that is something novel. Rather than getting scared by those results. Never get scared. And we have had many results which were so off, if we didn't have any explanation. We wrote it in the paper and we have no explanation. We don't know what it is. But this is what it is. And then I have been twice I have been successful. The reviewer wrote back to me that okay, we had also observed something like this. And you can read this paper. I have read that paper, quoted that paper also. So this is what we did in the discussion section. They have 2 lines in the discussion section. So at least it validates that what you have found, which was so accurate, it's not accurate. It has been reported earlier. But at least you got to put here's the correct case. So there's no harm to say that I don't have any explanation for it. Somebody else will find an explanation for you. The other thing is, when people say that it is a false data, when you find standard deviation is same for control and this, it can never be. So when you find that this is a paper get about India, that people have looked at different articles. There is so that unusual clustering of opinion of variation in public articles from a department, a single department in India. So their opinion of variation of meaning or misconduct variation or standard error or CV used to be absolutely similar to all these things. So they were very narrow and the same values. So obviously it's a falsehood. It can't be correct. Then is confidentiality and privacy. Just putting this black label does not mean that the person's privacy is anybody will attack me. Whatever you put here. So that is also a form of research misconduct. You have to have permission from patient to use their body. Don't say that your powers are used as it's not acceptable anymore. So how many? This I was just reading the night yesterday when I was making this slide because I have never taken this talk earlier. So I just wanted to know what percentage of scientists. So this is all the survey data. 50% of scientists agree. Falsified or modified data or result at least once in their mind. And a serious form of misconduct for any standard, which is not a said that in the perspective. 37.3% admitted other questionable business standards. So 1/3 of them are saying that you can do something wrong, which we also think that is wrong. Only 2% think had the courage to say that they are doing which is grossly wrong. And then they also looked at behavior of colleagues. They asked the colleagues that do you think that your friend is doing next door something wrong? There it is 40%. So yourself agree with 22%, but your colleagues think that 40% of people are actually doing wrong. And the bigger impression shows that 7 surveys using the word falsification or fabrication and made survey yielded lower percent. Because people think that these are very bad words, so everybody says, no, I have done. But if you ask questions in a different format, then you get more positive. So how can you prevent it? Now I hope I have made you aware, all of you, that what is research for. And then how do we prevent doing these kind of awareness programs? That is what is awareness. So at least we are now aware what constitutes research misconduct. So all universities abroad, even in the schools, people are doing these awareness programs. What is research intent? So that at least nobody can complain that I need more. So there was very nice, interesting. I read yesterday about the area. So they have the quizzes for kids. 9, 10, 11 class kids, they do quiz to see how much have they understood about research integrity. So first we need to establish a definition for research misconduct. I should give the definition. So can somebody tell us now what is the definition which I told you? Anyone without more? Yes, sir. Green shirt. Good enough. What were the 3 components before you say it is a research misconduct? First, okay. Anyone? 3 things. Yes, sir. It has to be you are not something that is complicated or something which is against the usual norms. I don't think you might against the usual acceptable research integrity. And second, intention. That it has been done intentionally. It is not intended. Third, it has been proven. It's not that somebody said it is not wrong, that it is has to be proved. All these components, then that is what it is. That is established for the definition, we have established the definition, then it is something which is are given the human norms, research, intent. Then you apply procedures for reporting. How do you report? Every institution actually should have details of the report. And if you find anything wrong happening in your vicinity, you should go to the what we are seeing here. You can report to your research division. How would you investigate a misconduct? Yeah, because institution is not having a mechanism. It's not an application and an action. Brings a come from journalism to investigate. So, no institution is at home. And one institute, they have to retract the paper, negotiate. Paper in India, very few papers get published in India. They're totally done in India. It had to be retracted. Because the senior person said all the data was collected by my student and he has gone away. I have no data with me. Some inquiry is there, you have to show the data. You can't show the data, then it means it's not exist. And you have to provide protection to the whistleblowers. People who come forward to tell that there is something going wrong. They give an example of the university in Canada, and they have wanted to drugs. They made a whole name of the drugs. So this is how an institution can do. So at your own level, at least you need to know that what is the creative. Know that this is creative. If I do this, it's a creative. And you must assume all responsibility for your own actions. Don't blame others. If you have done it, you have done it. And take misconduct very serious. Very, very serious. Don't do any of these things. And if you find that somebody else is doing, actually it's your job that you should report us. If somebody else in your lab is doing something wrong, there is no harm in going and telling the mentor that I feel that there is something going on. Don't say that it is going wrong. Say, I feel that there is something going on. That this person is not doing experiments, but is making all this. Then it is job of that mentor to look at. The institutional responsibility is basically to allegation must not be made public. One, that you should not speak on the other side. And before you have done investigation, you make a person do a person video. So the institutions or allegations must not be made public until they have been fully investigated and confirmed. So don't spoil anybody's reputation without having the truth. Only exception is when it poses a threat to the public health or safety, such as a misconduct in a clinical trial. In such case, the name of the person charged should remain confidential, but steps must be taken to take care of the trial people who will participate in the trial. They are going to get any harm. And you need to do that, but don't disclose the names of the person and always investigate the case and with sensitivity. And also you should protect the whistleblowers. People who have come forward to complain. It's not easy. It needs a lot of guts to go and complain. And even if the investigation is not such thing, because your investigation shows that the other person is not guilty. And not else, he had come and told you in good faith. Informed marketing. Yes. But this is most important for self-regulation of our profession. If we don't have whistleblowers, our profession will not have regulation. Because people come from both houses. Actually, there is a person from inside who will know what is happening. So thus, what I have told you in the last 40 minutes, that every research. Even if you read papers, you need to be aware of the research in this part. And you must be aware of what are the various types of misconduct. I told you Continum. So we have two errors. Not misconduct, but it could be minor misconduct. And you guard against temptation to indulge in others. Just tell yourself, even if results are not coming, it is not the end of the day. Doesn't matter if one project is not coming. Don't hook up with other editors. And the editors and readers today are very good. Also the editors than what they were in the past. So this and several software have come. Regarding we talk about the softwares, like indicate and this, which can become errors, systematic errors to some time. And if you are so you work in that area, you can do a little bit review paper every day. So if you have any questions,